I don't know. It brings us to kind of something else that we want to talk about, which is kind of like, who gets to say the N-word? Like, these are big topics here because we're talking about the culture, right?
Yeah.
Who gets to say the N-word?
I want to hear your thoughts.
The way this came up first is, I think he's a Twitch streamer, Adin Ross.
Adin Ross. Okay.
Yeah, so
I've seen something about this.
He dropped the N-bomb on there.
On his live stream. Okay.
Yeah. Now, I want to say he didn't use it with the hard ER. And he's kind of culture influence. He has that like swag to him.
Yeah.
So people were like, well, does he get the pass or doesn't he get the pass? Here's my thing.
He culture jacks or whatever the term is.
Huh?
Like, he culture jacks.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Acts like a black guy.
Yeah, I don't want to say that. I'm just gonna say because I don't want to say that cult. It is, but I don't know. That's a whole other subject.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The thing is, we can't be like so, proud to say, oh, like this culture is some of our culture is so influential, and like people love our stuff and they bite our stuff and blah blah blah. Be dropping the N-bomb in all the songs repeatedly, right? Repeatedly, and then get mad when people like the song and then use that terminology.
Yeah.
To me, as a black person, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So that's one side.
Yeah.
On the other side, so I'm reading through these comments on what these people like are saying to Adin Ross, right? And there's a lot of white people that are like, well, it's just a word. And I'm like, that's not a valid argument.
Correct.
That is not a valid argument.
Correct.
I do agree, you know what, maybe he gets a pass. I do agree that, we as black people need to be careful how we say this, or maybe we shouldn't be saying it at all if we don't want other people to say it, because it allows them a pass to say it.
Good point.
However, saying it's just a word is not a valid argument.
No, it's definitely not.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I called you a pedophile or if I called you something else, you can't just say that, oh, it's just a word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even if you're just saying
any other culture
at the end, and not the
any other culture, you can't say, oh, it's just the word to them. You think you can go to Middle Eastern and say fuck Allah or whatever, and they're gonna say, oh, it's just the word?
Nah, you toast, bro.
No, bro.
You toast.
No. So you don't like and it was only white people saying that, right? And like I said, on one side, I have to agree. Like, yes, we've made it like so normalized to say this word, but that argument point is not enough.
No, 100%,
right?
100%. And I think that conversation leads to like what you were saying. Like, do black people need to stop using it?
Of course,
right? Because
I don't use it.
In my opinion, black people are really like the cultural like influence.
100%.
Like, and when it comes to like pop culture and like what we do, like the swag, everything that happens, and it comes from us, right? We create that swag.
100%, man.
Right? And if we're using that word, which I don't use it.
I don't use it.
If hip hop artists and John Morant and these celebrities are using it, the little white kid in the suburbs
has the right to use it.
It's gonna come out.
Why wouldn't he?
One, he doesn't understand really what it means, and he's not gonna care. It's just gonna come out naturally. He's just gonna say it.
There's no indication that there's something wrong with him saying it if everyone else is saying it.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Right?
I can understand that.
To me, that don't make sense.
Not that we're condoning it or agreeing with it.
Again, I don't condone it. I don't say it. But that's a problem. So now somebody says that to me and I'm offended and I'm like pissed or upset or whatever, because I'm like, yo, that's not a cool word to use. I don't even use that word.
Yeah.
But frigging Jamal down the road that this guy hangs out with uses that word with him all the time and calls him that. And it's cool. Yeah. So where do we draw? Where's that person supposed to know to be like, oh, I can say it over here, I can't say it over here. No. Like
it's just gonna come out like it did with Adin Ross.
Exactly. And black people are gonna be like, oh, some black people will be like, oh, you're a sellout, blah blah. That's not it. I'm just using logical sense and being fair.
Yeah. And I would love to hear the context that he said it in. Obviously,
he's talking to a girl and he was like, I think he was talking to a girl and he's like, "I got you, my nigga," or some shit
Yeah,
like
some
that,
some
right?
stupid, right?
And I was
He
like,
wasn't like saying it to
no,
a
he
black
did.
person or
That's the
anything
other
dumb.
thing.
Like
That's
it wasn't
the
the
other
way
thing.
he was using it.
He wasn't using it in a racial
Yeah.
context.
Yeah. And I'm
Right?
gonna go on a limb and I'm gonna say a lot of Aiden Ross's friends are black.
Probably.
And a lot of the guys in the background are black.
Yes.
And they say the word all the time.
They're calling him it. He uses it with them. So
Yes,
of course
off
he's gonna
camera.
go online and be
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
yeah.
like this is
He's gonna
who
slip.
I am now."
It's gonna slip. It's gonna slip. Because as much as I don't say it,
Yeah.
I might see you in the what up, Jigga?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I might, what up, Jigga?
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Just as like, you know,
I can't say the last time. It's
very, very long.
Extremely rare that I would
don't
say
say
that word.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I'm singing a song and it has that, I just don't say that part.
yeah, and I
Or I'll call people my ninja all
Yeah.
the time,
my ninja I use a lot,
right?
100%.
And I don't even use that anymore. I think I just started using that because I didn't want to say that word anymore. Because
Yeah.
this conversation, how I felt this in like, grade like
A long
7,
time ago.
8.
Yeah.
Like, this don't make any sense. So I'm gonna stop saying this.
Yeah,
And a while ago I was like, okay, it's kind of out of my system. Let me try and teach myself to say something else in place of that. And then I just kind of rinsed it out of like my vocabulary,
Yeah.
flushed it out of my vocabulary.
yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess to sum it up, like I don't think it's okay.
Yeah.
Like if my white friend comes and starts saying all the time, like I don't think that's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna like cancel him if it slips out.
No.
And like just out of the passion of talking
Yeah.
and like we're talking about hip hop and or he says it or
Yeah.
just in some sort of context that's not like I don't know what's the word degrading to black people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're calling me that,
Yeah.
then that's a little different. That's like bigotry. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you're hating on me being a certain color.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a big subject, man. It's definitely
Such
a
a
big
huge
subject.
subject. I don't even know if that like 5 minutes really
No, heck no.
cover that.
Heck no.
It was just something that like, I saw this and I gotta talk about this. I gotta voice my opinion on this.
Yeah, and you're making valid points in my opinion, man. Especially when it comes to like us using the word.
Bro,
you know?
no other
And
culture does
we're
that.
such influencers.
You don't see any Jewish person saying that stuff about their, like Spanish people. There are a lot of, Spanish. I don't know if you consider Spanish an ethnicity, but
Yeah.
because there's a lot of black. There's a lot. So that's another thing. Like the recent discussion is like, oh, color is a construct. In a way, it kind of is, and in a way, it's not. Like visually, you can say, oh, if their skin is dark, you're going to be called a black person. If your skin is very fair, you're probably going to be called a white person. If your skin, has this kind of tinge, you're going to be Asian, brown, and you can argue maybe like olive or Mediterranean or something, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of it. But even I would say Spanish people,
Yeah.
for the most part, they don't call, even the Spanish black people don't really call themselves like that. They don't
No.
really say that.
No. And I don't know why, but one other word that I really, really hate
What?
is the FAG. Like I hate that word.
Yeah, it's a little. I don't use it either.
I hate it.
It seems a little harsh.
It's
harsh.
so bad in
It's
my opinion.
harsh.
It's so bad.
It's harsh.
And I don't hear, homosexuals calling each other that as a joke. Or
No,
like, hey, what up?
That's a valid point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Unless they do and I don't know about it,
Yeah,
but I don't hear it.
I do know one. I knew one that would say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did know one that would say.
But like
that.
I hate that word.
Yeah.
And I guess if they did it more often though, we'd probably
Yeah.
I can't even I hate that word so much I can't even bring myself to
Yeah. I get what
sort
you
of
mean.
say it on air right now.
Nobody else. I don't know. And if you're in the comments, if you're watching this, let me know.
Yeah.
I don't know of any other culture, any other group, any other religion that has a derogatory term and they use it within that micro universe
I hear white people call each other honky sometimes, but
not nearly as much. Not nearly as much.
Not nearly as much.
Not nearly as much. And they definitely don't go on songs and be saying that stuff, or like are in interviews calling. And I've never heard that. I've never heard a white person say that to another white person.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something. I definitely don't.
Go ahead. Like, you have all episode to try and think of one other group that does that. One.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And our thing is, the argument that black people use is, well, we're trying to, like, you know, we're trying to normalize it and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now it's being normalized. What you complaining about?
Nah.
What you complaining about?
Nah.